Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. I'm running really late on doing any video today for the swimming pool. We had a major catastrophic event here at the house. I'll discuss that in just a moment. We need to get today's episode started. Today is build day 20. It's build day 20 on the swimming pool project in the backyard of Feliz. So let's get today started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. I am in catch-up mode. I'm going to kind of show you what the guys have done this morning while I was working on that catastrophic event, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But you can see they're finishing up a lot of the plaster wall on the inside. What they didn't get done yesterday, they're working and they're making their way around. They're continuing. They'll be doing this area on the drop down of the 10-inch to the 4-foot. Also, they are starting with the plaster coating of the planter section right here. I'll take a look at it from another vantage point so you can see a little better. You can see, just as they were doing over here, they do two build-ups. They do a build-up here and they do a build-up here. They get them to the same level. They use a plumb bob that goes down, or the level. They have the regular level. Anyway, so they'll use that, and they're making sure that these two sections are at the same levelness, and then they'll do a backfill inside this area right here as well. So that's what they're working on there. A lot of progress going on back here on the fountain, the little housing enclosure that's going to be enclosure. I'm just not with it this morning, folks. I'm sorry. It's the event that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute has kind of got me really off-centered here. So anyway, they're building this shelter, and then on the outside, the sculpturing guy, Mr. Magic, as I told you, he will be doing all the neat stuff that makes this look like boulders. I hope. I'm really looking forward to that artistic approach to doing a waterfall. And they'll be doing the top where the waterfall goes down with the ledge that goes over. Anyway, but they have to get this done first. They have to make sure it's waterproofed on the inside, so no water gets inside to the electronics as well inside the life support system over here. Well, that's about it for here right now. I actually have to hit the road, and I'll kind of tell you what happened this morning. Now, having a generator is great, but having a generator have a catastrophic failure is not so great. We had an event where it's like one of the pistons might have blown or something inside. The engine itself just dumped out oil. The oil all over the place inside. I heard it sounded like it threw a rod inside, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then just like oil everywhere. That is never a good sign. So you can kind of see our generator where it's sitting right now. Yeah, and that's where it sits. So any oil that does manage to go, I think the crankcase is empty. It emptied all over the floor inside there. So it was a mess. It was a total mess. So my morning was disassembling electronics, exhaust system, the securing system. Remember, we secured it to the pad inside there, and then removing it and cleaning up all that spent oil. It was a mess down there. So now I have to go out on the road and try to do something to fix that. These things happen in life. Can't cry over spilt milk, so they say. The best thing to do is just go ahead and take care of the problem, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm heading downtown to see if there's something I can do about that problem. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let Ness explain to you how long our outage has been and share her emotions with you.
We haven't had electricity for 3 days. Badilek, please help.
Now today is going to be a short episode. It was not a great day. Normally I have really happy days, but sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. And today was kind of a bad day. And why do I say bad? Well, because I could not find my replacement generator. I went down to the place that I bought it from, and no stock. You're gonna find no stock a lot of times. You're gonna hear that a lot if you plan on living in the Philippines. People that are over here, they know that name. They know that set of words. They know that phrase, no stock. Well, there was no stock on our generator. Even an upgraded model, they're like, I think because of the typhoon. I'm going to say because of the typhoon, I think a lot of people bought out a lot of the generators around here, and rightly so. Not a good day on the generator front. Now, on the swimming pool, they were making really good progress while I was gone, but then the rainy season just kind of dropped in, the sky opened up, and it's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess in the pool. They got some stuff done. They protected some of the stuff that they didn't. We'll walk over here real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now you can see where they got covered over here. They got a lot of the plastic coat. They got that down over there. They got it in most places in the big side of the pool, and you can't see underneath this tarp right here. Maybe if we go to the other side, underneath this tarp, I think they got a lot of it under the base. Let's take a look around there. Well, you can't see either. It's pretty much covered up over there. But they did some work. They did some work down over there. They did some work around the planter over here. And you kind of see, well, you can see over there, beside where we're doing our support, our footer support for the bridge base, they did that area right there. And they built this up. You can see they built this up. Remember, it takes 2 days. 2 days to do to get to the final coat to make it look like that. So tomorrow I'm sure they'll finish this portion up right here. They still have to work on that area over in the corner, and once they go around the planter here and do that over there, pretty much the wall is done in the deeper section, the 4 foot and 5 foot section. Now we had a little bit of a problem, and I'm going to be transparent and be up front, and I always do. I share the good, bad, and the ugly. Well, today this is the footer support over here for the bridge. The base of the bridge goes over there. I'm gonna have a base of the bridge. This has got to be changed. This has got to be moved. This has to be adjusted. It's got to match up with this black line that I put over here. Move it all over so it doesn't interfere with our waterfall over here. But we had what I call a major catastrophe. Like we had the major catastrophe with the generator this morning. We had the blowout of the generator. Well, we also had a blowout. Too much weight. Sometimes people don't realize that when you mix concrete and rock and sand, once you add water, the weight of the concrete mix, it's tremendous. And I've seen this before. Where even with the build of the house over here, they didn't do shoring up well enough around the formwork, which happened here, and it just boom, the whole thing blew over, and the whole bottom of the swimming pool was full of concrete. And then again, they had to put it back inside there, but it was raining like crazy, and we got kind of a wet mix. And I'm not a big fan of wet mix, although that is not load bearing. The weight of that little bit part of the bridge that's over there, it's not that much. It's not load bearing like load bearing of a floor inside of a house. But I'm still not a big fan of wet mix. So they still have to build up. They're about a little over halfway. They're about up to there, and they'll have to do another formwork and go up to the top level over there. And then tomorrow they're going to adjust this in the right position, slide it over, because it's like about 50% off right here. So they'll work on that tomorrow. And this, I imagine, with all the water that's inside here, all the cement mix that dropped out and kind of got caught in here, they'll be chipping that off later. Or if it stays so wet, if we get more rain and it stays all wet, they'll be scooping it out because it's too much water. So I talked with the foreman before he left today, and I addressed the issue with the footing over there, and he said he's aware and they're going to correct that tomorrow. So that's a good thing. But something, and he might already have this planned, but something that he needs to be aware of, and he probably is, and it has to do with both of the footers on this side and the one on that side, the footer and the column support here. We need rebar support. We need vertical with a lateral rebar support somehow that goes some from the back side of this portion of the wall over. So basically, we've got all of these. You can see all the rebar that's inside here. Now that's vertical, but for this top portion right here, somehow it needs to have a hook that goes over to the outside of the top underneath where the coping is going to be. And the reason I say that is, say if there is some earth moving or something like that, because this is going to be all closed up, and we're going to go all the way around this column support right here, and that's going to form the footer portion of the bridge. Now, if you were to have any type of earth moving inside here, if you don't have rebar that hooks somewhere from this side of here, there should have really been real long rebar that came out the center. You see these short pieces right here? They should have come out really far, bent over, and gone into this column support right here. But it didn't. So maybe he already has a plan, but I'm going to talk with him about it tomorrow. But it has to, because again, if you were to have some earth movement, what would happen is this is the weakest section between the wall of already poured concrete and the new pouring of the concrete. You know, most people say, oh well, the concrete will have adhesive. Well, it does have a part adhesive, but that's the weakest part. That's considered a cold joint inside there. So you need some rebar support that goes from this side, hooks over down in there, or they'll drill holes inside here, set it, bend it over, and goes down into this portion. The foreman might already have a plan for that, but I'm going to bring it up to him because you never know. You always want to be proactive to make sure you and your contractor, you and the foreman, you're on the same sheet of music, and you want it as strong as possible. They might even be going to be bending some of the already anchored rebar over to the top of that, hook that in like that, and that would be fine too. All right, now what a day. What a day. We had a catastrophic failure of our generator. Like I said, I think one of the rings blew, or the piston rod blew, or something. It just blew. It's like no good anymore. That, then no stock. And then the rain that kind of caused a little bit of a mess over here. But you know what? I always say, even though you have some of these bad things sometimes, you have to look at the sunny side. Let's be optimistic about this. And you know what? We got our electricity back. It's working. Bottleneck came in and did whatever they had to do, and we have electricity again. Don't have a backup generator, but we have electricity. So we'll be proactive, and we'll do some shopping, and we'll see what we can do maybe to get maybe even a better generator. That's the way I'm gonna look at it. We'll get a better generator than the one we had before, and a little more capacity, a little more amperage and voltage, and maybe we can cut on more things inside the house. Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, as depressing as it might have been from all the negative things, but we found some positive things in today's episode. Please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen over there. You'll be subscribed and notified next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in rainy Philippines, you have a blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right, and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.